tough one for you, Adam, today?
Certainly was, yeah. Yeah, we didn't play as well as what we would have liked. A bit disappointing, but yeah, I thought Port were pretty good, particularly the way they defended.
Conditions play a bit of a factor with the ball movement type stuff?
Nope. No. It's pretty dry out there, I reckon, and we may have made it look a bit wet at times, but for the most part, it was pretty good conditions.
It seemed like a lot of the time the game was very skinny, very end-to-end up the wing, not a lot of switching and corridor stuff happened. Was that by design or denied to you? Or?
It's not usually how we play, so I'm not sure exactly why we fell into that game. We certainly had plenty of messaging around not doing that, but we weren't able to adjust.
It's probably not helped by when you did sort of try to go up the middle, sort of skill errors.
Yeah, they were costly. We had a few. We were. I thought Port defended well, but too often we just gave the ball back to them in really dangerous positions, and there was a couple that they made us pay on. So yeah, we've got a bit of work to do with our offence. We've been a little bit inconsistent in that space. Some really good games, but some games like tonight where we were a bit slow and a bit error filled.
In the fourth, it looked like you were going extra tall up forward. You ran Leck up there on. Was he trying to play a defensive role on
Not
Saturday?
A defensive role. No, we tried to sort of try him up ahead of the ball. His leap. If we can get the ball in, we felt like we were bombing the ball a fair bit in there, which was a bit part us and a bit part their defending. They defended us well, so we thought he might be able to jump up and create a contest and provide an option, but wasn't to be.
Clearance game was relatively strong. You kind of got the scoring. I know it's been a bit of a up and down for the year. What did you like in there?
Oh, it was much better today, yeah. I mean, Butters still had 12 clearances, so we still need to tidy that up, but Tom Green, I thought, was really strong in there. I thought our midfield group, for the most part, broke even with Port's midfield, got the ball going our way. Centre bounce was pretty good. Port are a very strong stoppage scoring team, and we were able to reduce that pretty well. They scored 4 goals, 6 out of stoppage, which is really, really good effort against them. They outscored us by 2 points still, so we weren't able to maximise ours. But for the most part, our stoppage game was pretty good.
Madden's first game. What did you think he brought to that centre setup?
I think he was able to sort of give his midfield first use at times. Obviously he's a young guy, 20, 21-year-old, who playing his first game. So he's he's still got a lot to learn. But I thought he competed really well at stoppage. Yeah.
There's been a lot of chat about goal kicking lately. Some of the goal kicking tonight was a bit both ways. What are you guys doing to sort of prepare midweek?
We train goal kicking as much as we ever have, and that's throughout my time in the game. It's a really important part. I don't think goal kicking today was our issue. We didn't generate anywhere near enough shots at goal, and let alone composed shots at goal. So, I think for the most part, our goal kicking has been okay.
I saw Toby. Sorry, am I good to go with one more?
I was going to say Toby's buttock.
Yeah.
I was going to go a different Toby. You go Toby's buttock, and I'll go the other Toby.
So Toby, just got that cork on the side of his hip. He just couldn't run, and so he gutsed it out for another 20 minutes. We pushed him deep, but the reality was, we needed to get Brent Daniels into the game and take Toby out. So unfortunate, but that's sometimes how it happens.
Next week, okay for next week?
I have no idea. He'll get it treated and see how he trains throughout the week.
So Toby Bedford was playing a bit more of that defence. I saw he was getting involved in a bit of niggle.
Yep.
What does it mean for a midfielder who's playing a bit more defensively? Like when he comes off to attack, is that balance really critical?
Yeah, it is. It's a hard balance to have, because the more he attacks, the more chances are his opponent's got a big gap on him, and then it's hard to defend him. So, we sent him to Butters and then Rosie when they started flipping their guys around a bit. So, we quite like what Toby gives us through the midfield. I thought probably those guys had pretty good games, both of them. Butters mainly as a forward and Rosie through the middle. So we probably didn't get that job done on either of those boys well enough tonight.
Was that more of a soft tag than, say, a hard tag, without going too into inside?
No. We're just trying to restrict their best players. And so that's the same each week. I want Toby to get involved in our offence whenever he can to challenge, but probably didn't get the job done tonight.
And this might be your last time coaching against Ken Hinkley. You've sort of crossed paths with a lot of your stops along your journey. You spent time at Port. He's obviously at Port. What did you think about how he approached this week? Was it as expected, or did they throw a couple of different things at you?
No, we expected what they did. We'd planned really well for it. We just didn't do it as well as what they did. And he prepares his team and his players really well. It's clear that they love him and they play a strong brand of footy in response to when he's under pressure, and that was evident tonight. And he's been a terrific coach for that club for 9 or 10 years, whatever it's been now. So a bunch of prelims, and he's done a great job. So he's hard to coach against, that's for sure.
So weeks ahead, how's it shaping up? We're hitting the second half of the season. What are you going to get the guys to focus on as you charge to finals?
We just need to keep improving our game, plain and simple. So tonight our attack didn't work. Our defence, I thought we restricted their entries at a really really good level. They had 51 inside 50s. We haven't had that number against us for a little while, so that's an improvement. And so we just need to build on that defensively. Offensively, we've got to tidy it up.
Max kicked a few in the VFL. Is he in line potentially for?
Yeah, he did. We'll certainly consider him. Whether it's the personnel up front or the way that we move the ball, we've got to sort of work that out.
Connection.
Yeah, the connection piece, and whether that's from the back half or the front half. We generated 49 inside 50s. We only scored 15 times. So, as I said, a lot of them were sort of high ball, long, high number entries. It's pretty hard for our forwards, so we've got to be a little bit better. But Max has had a really strong game. Nathan Wardy has had another strong game again. So we continually consider these guys, and if they're ready to come in, we try and find a spot for them, just like we did with Nick Madden.
Is that playing like a front half type of game, mate? Is that going to make the connection a bit easier rather than sitting back? It
should, but the reality was our front half game tonight was pretty strong from a turnover perspective, but we kicked 1 goal from it.
Yeah.
And so I think we might have generated 15 inside 50s off front half turnovers and scored 1 goal 3.
So it's just working out that short game leading patterns.
It's our attack tonight. It was everything. Back half, front half, entry, back half turnovers, giveaways, you name it. We've got to work on it.
Sorry for asking you on that a couple of times.
No stress. Thanks, guys.